All right, we are in the kitchen. Today we are talking about carbs, the best carbs or my top 5 carbs for gaining weight. Now I want to warn you ahead of time, this is not a keto video, it's not keto approved, and if you are in ketosis, you probably will not be by the time you're done watching this video, so fair warning. So, the key to gaining weight, and I don't care what you're taking, a lot of people think it's drugs, it's really not. If you want to put on serious size, you're going to have to eat a lot, and you're going to have to eat a lot of carbs. So currently I'm about 5,600 calories a day, including 850 grams of carbs. It's a lot of food. So what you want is carbohydrate sources that you can process quickly, provide you a lot of carbs, but your body can digest easily so that you can eat again in 2 to 3 hours. For example, when you're dieting, you might want things that are slower digesting, like oatmeal or sweet potatoes. But I can tell you from experience, if you start going like over 12, 16 ounces of potatoes in a sitting, like you'll get it down, but the repercussions are nasty. I mean, it will tear your stomach up. You get gassy, bloated, so they really don't work for gaining weight unless you just like being uncomfortable. So, without further ado, my 5 top carbs for gaining size. So number 1 is always a staple for me, is jasmine rice. I don't like the regular white rice. Jasmine rice, good flavor. I can get 100 plus grams of carbs down in a serving with this, and it digests pretty easily. Combine it with chicken, whatever. I actually toss mine in soy sauce, and you're gonna want to get a rice cooker with that. Cooks the rice perfectly every time. Number 2, cream of rice, my breakfast for years. So cream of rice I use for breakfast and also my pre-workout meal. So my pre-workout meal right now is 140 grams of cream of rice with protein powder, some almond butter, and actually add in 2 rice cakes. So it's about 150 grams of carbs pre-workout that can process quickly, so I'm not feeling like bloated and disgusting while I'm training, which is very important because you don't want a brick sitting in your stomach while you train. So I go through a lot of cream of rice and it's cheap. Number 3, I'm a big believer in intra-workout nutrition at any time, even when you're dieting, but especially if you need to get some extra carbs in. I use Glycofuse. You can use Carbolin, you can use dextrose, Vitargo. There's a lot of stuff out there. I like the cluster dextrin. It just tends to sit on my stomach a little bit easier. So right now I'm doing 50 grams of Glycofuse intra-workout. The other thing that does for you is it processes, it gives the muscles nutrients when they need them as they're being torn down. So I'll mix that in my essential amino acids to kind of initiate the recovery process while training. So very important intra-workout. Last, this is going to be a 2-for-1 because I switch these with my post-workout meal. Rice squares or Rice Krispies. You don't want to go Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Frosted Flakes or the real sugary cereals like that, but I can get down to half a box of this with some protein powder post-workout, and it's about 140 grams of carbs. Or lately, what I've been using is bagels. So these are about 56 grams of carbs each. I'll do that, 2 bagels with 2 tablespoons of jelly. Side note, if you're going to use things like jelly, honey, these sugary substances, don't use a tablespoon, actually weigh them out on a food scale. So a tablespoon is 19 grams of jelly, so 38 grams, I weigh it out to the diet because you can go overboard with those very easily. But these I can get down pretty easily, so I can continue eating again later. Last, I haven't used this in a while, but it does work really well, and that's pasta. So again, you can knock down 100 plus grams of pasta with some lean protein. I've even mixed it with eggs and egg whites before. It gets down very easily, doesn't bloat you, processes so you can continue eating. So those are my top 5 carbs for gaining weight. Remember, you got to get a lot of food in, a lot of meals, and if you go and eat like a bunch of junk food, stuff that's really, really super dense, like pizza, hamburger, stuff like that, like you'll get some calories, but the problem is you're going to be so stuffed, you're not going to be able to eat, for many, many hours later because you're just kind of bloated. So you got to eat clean and find ways to get clean carbohydrates into your body, and that's how you grow day after day after day. It can be a little tedious, but that's why not a lot of guys are huge. A lot of guys want to be huge, and they'll say, like, I don't understand, I'm eating. Well, you're not eating enough. So find things that work for you. Those are my top 5 carbs for gaining weight. Hope that helps. Get huge.